Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 3-year anniversary extravaganza episode of the Nobody Asked for This podcast. We made it. Now, the exciting part about this episode is I am, how you would say, stationary. I'm not in a car. I am not in a plane, train, automobile. I am sitting in one spot. You will not be hearing traffic noises. You will not be hearing the squealing of my own vehicle because I am too lazy to fix it. I also have some updates on that. Things got better and then things got worse and then they got better, which we love to see. I have a movie review coming up. I have a 3-year, what is that called? A retrospective, if anyone's interested. I have to go to the grocery store later. That was probably a personal one I could have left. I accidentally slept like an extra 3 hours this morning. No, I didn't have to be anywhere, but like mentally, I had things to do. And then I woke up and I said, oh, I guess I'm not doing those things. But then I actually ended up doing those things anyway, which was so exciting for me. Like I was ready to give myself a free pass. That's the thing with me, right? So like if I have a big to-do list, I will spend hours writing the to-do list, highlighting the to-do list, telling everyone else about the to-do list, feeling proud of my to-do list, getting all organized, and then I won't do it. But if I'm just like home on a random Wednesday for some reason, not that I just like have weekdays off normally, but like, stuff happens. Maybe you're feeling a little for the day. I will get my whole to-do list. Let me tell you, I was cleaning out my space. I found so many cardboard boxes that I have filled an entire recycling bin. I almost said garbage bag. No, recycling bin of cardboard boxes. It's one of those cleaning days. Do you ever clean a room and it doesn't look clean, but you know how much crap you took out of it? And then it's like two things. It's like one, yikes. Like that just goes to show how bad it got because like it didn't even look that bad, but it was actually terrible. And then I'm also impressed with myself. I'm like, how minimalist, how I really used the space in a smart way. I should be a interior designer. I am a interior designer magician in no way except I can make a actually messy, disorganized room look a bit clean. Now, what I mean by that is like on a scale of 1 to 10, if 1 is pigsty and 10 is pristine, perfectly clean, I can take what is actually the underneath the filth an 8, like closer to pigsty, 2, closer to pigsty. I can make it look like a 6, and you would have no idea. Now, the problem with that is when you actually put in the work and clean the room properly, it's not going to look any different because all you've done is taken out all the crap that you were hiding. So yes, if you clean out from under your bed and you find dishes from 6 months ago in cardboard boxes, like Amazon boxes from 2 years ago, you mentally know okay, that stuff isn't there anymore. That's a part of my past. But it doesn't look any different because it's looked the same. So when you try and show off and brag and say, oh, look how clean, I spent all day cleaning. It's like, well, did you spend all day cleaning? Because it looks exactly the same. Because only you know where the bodies were buried. Does that make any sense? I also don't know when this turned from the extravaganza anniversary episode to me talking about cleaning. Maybe that's what this, 3rd year of the Nobody Asked for This podcast will be about cleaning. There was a moment where those types of shows were thriving, where it was like how to organize, or the lady who was telling us how to spark joy. I can't remember what that show was called. I never really participated in that time, but because I was like a teenager and was too busy doing the make it look like your room's clean when it's actually not, even though you'll probably take more time trying to just make it look clean as if you just actually took the time to clean it properly method. I'll find an acronym for that. It's a little long in the tooth, but Those shows were very popular. So I'm thinking let's bring that back with my new proper methods. Anyway, I hope everyone is having a great week. The weather has continued to surprise. In the last week, I've been sweating. I have been cold. It has been rainy. It has been kind of sunny and then sweating again. So I really don't know what to make of that. Like, what am I supposed to do with that information? I kind of like the feeling of being, kept on your toes a little bit. That it makes the soul, it keeps you young. But other than that, it's quite stressful. It's quite stressful. I've realized something about myself. There was a time where I would not drink a glass of water. Now, I wasn't one of those people that is like, ew, I don't like the taste of water. Water's gross. I had no problem with the taste of water. In fact, I don't taste water because I think I have normal taste buds. Well, I don't. I've talked about how I don't have normal taste buds, but like water doesn't actually taste like anything, at least to me. But I just was never in a place where I carried a water receptacle around with me. So, about a year ago, for my birthday last year, I was lucky enough to receive an Awala. And I just realized as I was cleaning out my Awala for probably only the 7th time since I got it a year ago, that I've actually had it and used it for a year. I did not lose it. I did not find myself in a peculiar situation and need to use it as a urine bucket, which unfortunately has happened with water bottles in the past. Not routinely, but, stuff happens. I was just really, really proud of myself for how hydrated. I mean, I should look back at pictures a year ago. I must look so much more. I don't know. What is water? What is drinking water? What are the positive effects of drinking water? Do you look like plump? Plump in a good way? Title contender. Plump in a good way. But I don't know. All I do know is that I've never felt more hydrated. I've never peed more. That is the problem with drinking water, is it really does become a part-time job, not in the fact of actually taking the sips, but in the going to the washroom. Like, I will be in and out of the washroom 17 times. Now, that also might be in part, not fully, but in part due to the Diet Coke consumption. Like, if you're having like a double gulp of Diet Coke or Diet Dr. Pepper every day, like, yes, that is also excess liquid that does in fact need to come out. But other than that, I think I'm doing swimmingly. So yeah, what else has happened with this week? Okay, car updates. So anyone that didn't know, my car was making a horrible wheezing noise for years. It was, not years, for weeks. It was essentially, if you know the sound that a Tesla makes when it's backing up, like that, which I believe is for the purpose of making sure that animals know, like, to get out of the way. Because normally they didn't have to worry about that with, like, regular gas cars because it's so, like, clunky and loud. But now with the electric cars, they're so quiet that they have to intentionally make a noise so that your cat knows to, like muffins, get out of the way. Another title contender. But my problem is I'm actually repelling just all humans ever because my car is constantly making that noise. I kid you not, I was pulling into a parking lot and there was someone who was staring at my car with their ears, like, plugged. Like, intentionally plugged their ears. And 1, I felt bad. 2, I felt a little bit embarrassed, which is not an emotion I feel often, so I wasn't loving it. I don't love embarrassment. I try and stay away from it, and I think I try and stay away from it by tricking myself into thinking that I don't care. But I probably do care a little bit, if we're being honest. Like, you have to care when you're the person who people are, literally plugging their ears because they don't want to hear your car go, I used to float, But then the other day, so I was already dealing with that nightmare, deciding like, do you know what, maybe I just get a bike, maybe I learn how to ride a bike, number one, and then number two would be just like enter the bike lifestyle as opposed to driving. Like maybe this car life is not for me, even though I do enjoy driving and like I think I'm a decent driver. I don't know, so far so good, knock on wood. But yeah, so while I was on eBay looking for used bikes and or bike lessons, something else happened. My car started doing this new fun thing where it was running out of coolant after I filled it, the 5 minutes prior. So that was a whole separate issue. I was able to fix that issue with the help of some family and Amazon, but the wheezing noise is still happening. But I am, in fact, on a roll. So I'm proud to say I'm in some sort of a rebuilding scenario with my car. So we are, in fact, working on a cure for the wheezing. So I really hope to come to you live on this next episode, coming up next week, and be able to say that I have a fully functioning car. But no promises. See, now seems like a great time for an ad, but we don't have any because there's no one that wants to sponsor the show. Although I think about it sometimes and I'm like, there's no reason anyone would need to sponsor the show. Not to deter any sponsors. If anyone's looking to sponsor a independent podcaster, I will take the money. Now, the problem is, I think for tax reasons, I have to use that money toward the podcast. And I don't know what I would do. Actually, speaking of cleaning out garbage, I found the microphone that I spent $50 on 3 years ago when I decided I was going to do a podcast, and then used for the first 3 episodes, and then decided that I was just going to record the rest of them on my phone because it was better quality anyway. So I found that. That was an embarrassing find for me, I do have to say. But that's all right. Listen, everybody makes mistakes. Everyone has those days. As the great Hannah Montana once said. Those Disney songs were good. I would love to meet the people that wrote like those like Disney Channel original movie songs. Like, how do you get that job? Like, just like mid-grade, generic. Like, were those songs supposed to be on the radio? Do you know what I mean? Like, were those songs written and then someone decided like, oh, this is perfect for the Hannah Montana soundtrack? Or were those songs written for Hannah Montana? In which case, are you a genius songwriter because you were able to like perfectly encapsulate like that Disney Channel vibe? Or are you like a mid-grade songwriter who they're like, you're not going to quite write, a Grammy Award-winning hit, but you could do Hannah Montana? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, are they written to be like cheesy Disney songs, or are they written seriously and then determined to be too cheesy for the radio and then relegated to like, this is a Disney Channel original movie, soundtrack? And that's not knocking Disney Channel original movie soundtracks. I think some of the best songs are on there. Are you kidding me? Lemonade Mouth? Listen to that album. If you're cleaning your cardboard out of your room on a Tuesday. But I have always wondered that, like, what was the hope? Like, are you so excited that you're... And I'm not talking about, like, Disney Frozen. I mean, like, Disney Channel, like, TV, Nickelodeon songs. Like, do you know, like, kids' TV shows will randomly have, like, a song? And not, like, Baby Shark. I mean, like a show for tweens that then has, like, a musical episode. Like, are those songs supposed to be... Like, were they... Like, with what intention were those songs written, is what I'm asking. And what I, personally... would like to get to the bottom of. But yeah. That's me. What else? Oh, okay. So I went to the movies the other day. That's kind of been my new thing. I really appreciate going to the movies, and I don't normally talk about like current movies or what movies are coming up, but we're entering summer, which is normally the time that all of the like not fancy movies. I feel like the fall is the time for the fancy movies for some reason. So these aren't the fancy movies, but they're like the fun movies. So we have like the Formula, the F1, the racing movie coming out. I would like to see that. We have Megan 2 coming out. I would like to see that. If I do, I will review both of those. But I decided that in the meantime, while I'm waiting for those types of movies to come out, that I would go see the live action version of How to Train Your Dragon 2. Now, to be fully transparent, I don't recall the plot of How to Train Your Dragon animated version. I believe I have watched it and have seen it, but I don't think I really like downloaded it into my brain. I think I was like a little bit older. Not old, but older when it came out. So yeah. Now, the irony of that is, yes, I was older when that came out, but now I went to, as an adult, on my own free will, to see the live action version. But really, I was doing research, because here's the thing. How are we making movies about dragons and calling them live action? I'm just asking the question. It's much similar to when I went to go see the Lion King live action, and it's a bunch of lions. Like, it's not real lions, is it? So how is that live action? I just don't understand the definition, I guess. Like, maybe it's on me. Maybe I'm dumb. But to me, live seems like real people. And I did not see one real person in the Lion King live action. Now, at least with this How to Train Your Monster thing, or whatever it's called, How to Train Your Dragon, the dragons, I believe, were fake. I don't think they could get real dragons. Like, maybe it was just too expensive. But there were real humans. So that made a little bit more sense to me. But that Lion King live action from like 5 years ago, they're fast and loose. Also, with these new remake films, is this not just plagiarism? I would love to see the paperwork that had to be drafted up for you to literally take the entire plot, script, idea, and everything and just copy-paste. Now, I'm more familiar with The Lion King than I am with How to Train Your Dragon, so I don't actually know if How to Train Your Dragon was like a straight ripoff or if it was like inspired by or whatever. I mean, I assume the general plot is the same. I also did fall asleep a few times in the middle, which says more about me. I was just tired that day, to be honest. It was like I had been listening to the wheezing of my car all day. I knew I had so much cardboard in my room that I had to clean out. I was just exhausted. But The Lion King I do know, and it was the literal exact plot. Now, you bet your bottom dollar, I was hoping in the live-action Lion King that they decided to take a turn and not let Mufasa, spoiler alert, fall off that cliff. Because that has haunted me kind of my entire life, that they let that happen. But, yeah. Other than that, enjoyed The Lion King. Other than it being a fraud, I enjoyed the new Lion King. How to Train Your Dragon, again, the parts I was sleeping, I can't review. The parts I was awake for were decent. It was cool. If nothing else, it was an excuse to, sit in a comfy-ish chair, have a diet soda, maybe take a bit of a nap here and there, and just live my life. Now, what I have noticed by going to the movies more is there is an uptick in people not caring about the rules. Now, I sort of, too, have found myself in I definitely am a rule follower and always have been, always will be. But, there are some rules where I'm like, listen, I can sneak a burrito into the movie theater. Who am I really hurting? Especially, if they're not off. I get, you're sneaking in popcorn. Although I get sneaking in popcorn. The popcorn prices are ridiculous. But, you can't offer me a Chipotle burrito at Cineplex. So, can I just bring my own? Do you really care? My only thing with sneaking stuff into places is like, don't make the poor employee who's making minimum wage like have to tell you that you can't, or like try and seek permission from them. Just do good at hiding it. Like, don't make it anyone else's problem, and I think you'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like, I hate when someone's like, can I, like, don't be on, like, if you're gonna be a bit of a scammer, like, go full scammer. Don't try and get permission from some lowly employee so that if you get caught, you can say, well, Sally at the front desk said that it was fine, or like, she let it slide. Like, fully just be a criminal. Go into criminal mode and like hide it. That's how I operate when I choose to do crime. Like, I don't make it anyone else's problem but my own. If it falls back on anyone, it's falling back on me, and I can accept that. You know? That's kind of my thoughts on the matter. But I have noticed there was people bringing in McDonald's, and again, I saw some Chipotle, and I'm not judging it, but I'm just saying, like, when did we all decide that we stopped caring? Another episode title contender. Like, when did we all decide, like, you know what? Screw it. Because there definitely is an uptick in, I keep saying uptick. Maybe that is the name of the episode. There definitely is an uptick in people caring less these days. And I don't know why, when, or how that happened, but it has. And I'm just noticing it. I'm pretty much an anthropologist. My anthropological research has shown me that people don't care anymore. So, there's that. Are we all right? I am not sure. Anyway, what else can we discuss? Oh, I've decided, again, this is kind of 2 years ago, but I have decided that I'm going to start investing in bucket hats. I think if I ever do merch for the Nobody Asked for This podcast, it will be a bucket hat. For no other reason than I think... Here's the thing. I have quite a large head, which that's not me bragging, because I've actually read that the bigger your head, the smaller your brain is. So I wasn't thrilled when I learned that. I was thinking my whole life, I have this huge head, which means, you know, I obviously know everything and know what I'm talking about. Apparently that's not the case. I've also seen studies that, like, the size of your brain actually has nothing to do with your intelligence. So, all of that considered, what I do know for sure is most hats do not fit me. Where are, like, the extra large baseball caps? Do I have to think of everything? Do I have to make everything? I guess. I don't know. And here's the thing. I'm happy to do it. I just, like... Sometimes having such good ideas is really a burden, because it's like, well, what do I do with this energy? What do I do with this information? You know? Like, do I just sit on it and just hope that one day I will be in a position where I can act on all of these grand, amazing ideas that I have? I'm hearing something. Oh, it's just my neighbor. Okay, we're good. I was thinking there was an intruder. You know what's crazy? There's nothing like learning your own, like, what your reaction to certain things would be. Because I truly believe that until you are in certain situations, like, you can talk to your blue in the face about, you know, if someone broke into my house, I would do this, or if I was in this situation, I would do that. Like, you can theorize all you want, but, like, until you're in that situation, you don't really know. Now, the crazy thing is anytime I have thought someone is in my house, one, they never have been, thank God. But I feel like I just kind of freeze, and I don't panic, but I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. Which is not the reaction that I would choose to have. Like, shouldn't you, like, get up and go, like, haul ass outside? Like, I'm not a fighter. Like, I would lose in a fight. Like, I'm not even going to try. But, like, I could, like, you know, fight back a little bit, or at least flee to safety. So, Anyway, sorry, that thinking someone was in my house for a split second made me realize that, like, if someone actually was in my house, like, what was my plan? Do you ever look at yourself in the mirror and think, like, okay, what was our plan there? Like, this didn't go according to plan, but, like, what was the plan? There is no plan. Anyway, what else was I talking about? Bucket hats, merch that's probably never going to happen, the 3-year anniversary, how to train your dragon. We've covered a lot of groundwork. But yes, thank you so much. If you are someone who has listened at all at any point during the last 3 years, I truly appreciate it. Honestly and truthfully. What has been my favorite moment? What are the standout moments of the Nobody Asked for This podcast? Here's the thing. In the style of how I record, which is I kind of just click play on my iPhone and kind of let it go. It's hard to really remember episodes or moments, but I think that's for the best. But I've had some laughs. I've had some not laughs. I look forward to more Nobody Asked for This podcast. Hopefully the 5-year plan is that someone starts asking for it. I feel like at 5 years, if the people still aren't asking for the Nobody Asked for This podcast, then I might be in a position where it's like, okay, it's time, you know? It's not time yet. But, like, I think 5 years of doing something that no one's asked for, it's like, okay, maybe you're a hindrance. I only want to help. Hindrance is a fun word. I have to go do laundry. I would say that if I could give up any sort of household chore forever, it would be laundry. I can find the fun in digging out Amazon boxes from various closets of mine. Various closets. I have one shoebox closet. You know, cleaning under my bed. Like, I can make a lot of things fun. There's something fun about laundry. Especially because I don't really trust the dryer. Because I have clothes that are, like, all different sizes. And I've been all different sizes. So it's like, you know, maybe this won't fit me in a year if I put it in the dryer. Like, stuff like that. So, I wish whoever decided that clothes could shrink, like, the dryer is such a good idea. But I'm scared to use it because I don't want my clothes to shrink. So if we could figure out, like, if the scientists working on AI could take a pause for a second and figure out how the heck we are going to combat the issue of our clothes shrinking in the dryer, that would be perfect. Because especially in these financially tough times, like, we can't be having people, you know, losing out on being able to wear their clothes. So I think that's like a technology worth investing in, if you ask me. Now, in the time that I've brought up laundry till now, I think I've decided that I'm just not going to do it today. I think I've done enough. I'm happy with the quality of chores and the effort levels that I've put in today. So I think I'm going to give myself the rest of the night off. He says at 3:58 p.m. You know, I've recorded the podcast at this point. I'm in my pajamas. I might have to run to the store and get some cauliflower rice, but, you know, no harm, no foul there. And yeah. So thank you for this episode. Thank you for anyone involved in the last 3 years. Here's to at least 2 more. That would also be a good episode title. Man, I have so many titles. And yeah, if you've listened to this, I really appreciate it. If you want to hear more, you can go to podcastnobodyaskforthis.podbean.com. On there, you can find the links to all of the places that you can listen to the Nobody Asked for This podcast. You can also just subscribe to our Spotify, our Apple, a couple other places. And yeah, I think everyone should go have an apple fritter. Especially if you haven't had one for a while. Go have an apple fritter, Put your feet up, maybe get a coffee, maybe make a decaf, because, it is later in the afternoon. Put your feet up, listen to an old episode of the Nobody Asked for This podcast, watch a movie, chill, and just relax. You deserve it, okay? Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye.